Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 1 in this series. Just a quick introduction to this series. We're going to be going through the Line 6 Pod Go. We're going to go through the complete manual. We're going through revision D 1.2. I'm going to go through the whole manual bit by bit, breaking up each bit into small, less than 2-minute videos. The perks from this is that you only need to watch the videos you want to watch. You don't have to go through a 10-20 minute tutorial just to find out one thing. You can go straight to the one you want to view, and you can skip the ones you don't need to see. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 2 in this series. How to switch on the Pod Go. You need to make sure you're using the AC adapter provided. Make sure the switch is plugged on and it's plugged into the back on the left here. And the switch is also located on the back on the left. You toggle it on to turn the unit on. You'll see the unit will power itself on. And then when you're finished, it's the same switch to switch it off. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 3 in this series. Controls overview, parts 1 to 7. You get the main colour screen, which is not a touch screen. You have the view button, which you can press to return home or different views. The action button has a number of functions dependent on the screen you're on. The upper knob, located here, can select presets or select blocks for editing. The lower knob, you can turn in edit to change model blocks, or you can press to open lists. You have the page buttons left and right, which you can use to see more parameters, or you can press both for deeper settings. And then you have the main volume out, which controls the main output and headphone volume. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 4 in this series. Controls overview, parts 8 to 14. You have the wah and volume LEDs located here. And it tells you if the expression pedal is acting as expression 1, which will show as red, or expression 2, which shows as green. Part 9, you have the knobs located here, numbers 1 to 5. These can adjust parameters below the main display. They also have a push button function. The wireless antenna on the wireless models is located just above the wah and volume pedal. This is not the wireless model. The expression pedal located here. You can activate the toe switch to change between expression 1 and 2. And then you have the foot switches 1 to 6 located here, which have a number of actions, changing presets and toggling effects. Number 13, you have the mode, edit and exit button, which you can change between stomp and preset or exit snapshots or the looper. And number 14, you have the tap tempo or the hold for tuner. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 5 in this series. How to switch between play and edit mode. You press the home view button to toggle between play mode and edit mode. The view button is located up here. This is edit mode, and press it again to go back to play mode. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 6 in this series. How to switch between preset mode and stomp mode. In play mode, which you make sure you're in this view here, press the view button to make sure you're in the right screen. And then you press the mode button located here to toggle between stomp mode and preset mode. This is stomp mode, back to preset mode. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 7 in this series. How to turn effects on, off in stomp mode. Press the mode button in play mode to make sure you're in stomp mode. And then you get foot switches 1 through to 6, which is up, C, D is 1, 2, 3. Down, A and B is 4, 5 and 6. Each effect shown on the screen corresponds to the foot switches down below. So if you want to turn off the parametric EQ, press number 1. If you want to turn the dynamic effect off, press number 5. The room reverb would be number 6, and then you can press them again to turn them back on. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 8 in this series. How to change presets. Make sure you're in play mode, which is this mode here. Press the mode button to make sure you're in that right one. And you can use the foot switches A, B, C and D to switch between the corresponding presets shown on screen. So this is currently in preset A. Press the B to go to preset 31B in this case, D to go to 31D, C to go to 31C, and back to A, or any combination, whichever you choose, whichever it works best for you. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 9 in this series. How to change banks. Make sure you're in play mode. Use the mode switch to switch between modes. And then you press the up and down button to switch between banks. You press down, you go down banks. Press up, you go up banks. The current preset will continue to play whilst you're going through the banks. When you find the one you want to use, press the corresponding foot switch to move to that one. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 10 in this series. What are snapshots? Snapshots are like presets within a preset. You can have up to 4 snapshots in one preset, so each one of these could have 4 snapshots. Each snapshot can change up to 64 parameters in the current preset. So every time you change between snapshots, you could change up to 64 parameters each time. So each preset could have 4 different snapshots with 4 different sounds within that preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 11 in this series. Snapshots. How to access and change between snapshots. On your chosen preset, so whichever one you're using, press the up and down buttons together to enter snapshot mode, and then you can use foot switches A, B, C and D to change between snapshots 1, 2, 3 and 4, like so. And then you press both up and down to get back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 12 in this series. What is edit mode and how to access? Edit mode is where you can adjust current presets or create your own presets. To access edit mode, press the home or view button to edit the current preset. See, we can edit this current preset. We can go back, change to a different preset, press the view and home button again to enter the edit mode for that preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 13 in this series. How to select blocks to edit. In the edit screen, use the upper knob to select the effect you want to adjust. And then you get the knobs underneath the screen to affect those parameters. And if it has an extra page, press the page key, left and right. Alternatively, from the preset screen, you can press the mode button to go into Stompbox mode, and if you press any of the corresponding foot switches, the parameters at the bottom will change to that effect, and you can change the parameters using the keys at the bottom in this mode as well. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 14 in this series. How to turn effects on/off in edit mode. On a selected block in edit mode that you want to switch off, so we'll turn off this de-distortion. You press down the upper knob to toggle between on and off. Bypass blocks will appear semi-transparent. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 15 in this series. How to edit effect parameters in edit mode. On your chosen preset, press the view mode to enter edit mode. Use the upper knob to go to your chosen effect to change parameters. The knobs underneath the screen, numbers 1 to 5, correspond to the parameters on the bottom of the screen, and you can adjust the knob to change the parameters, like so. Each effect can have up to 3 pages of parameters, and you change page using the page left and right button located here. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 16 in this series. Which blocks are in every preset? Included in every preset chain are the input block, the volume block, the wah block, you have an effects loop, you have the amp and preamp, cab and IR, you have a preset EQ, and you have the output. And these are all included in every single preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 17 in this series. How many effects blocks can you add to a preset? Well, you can only add up to 4 additional effects blocks to the basic preset chain. The basic preset chain is shown in video 16. The effects categories to choose from are distortions, dynamics, EQs, modulations, delays, reverbs, pitches and synths, filters, and the looper. And you can add up to 4 to each preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 18 in this series. How to select an effect for an effect block. In edit mode, press the view button located here. You can use the lower knob to go through all effects one by one. So we're on an empty block here. Use the lower knob to go through each effect one by one, starting with the distortions. Cycle through. You'll end up in the next category of dynamics. Alternatively, you can press the lower knob and bring up this screen here. You can cycle through all the effects in that category, or you can use the upper knob to change category altogether. So you can go to modulation, delay, reverb, and then you can use the lower knob to cycle through the effects in that category. Once you've chosen the one you want to use, you press the view button again, go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 19 in this series. Effects grayed out or unavailable, what to do? If an effect or category is grayed out or unavailable, the DSP limit for that preset has been reached. As you can see here, the delay and reverb will be completely skipped as you try and get through, because the DSP won't be able to use a delay or reverb effect anymore in this preset. The options available are to try changing some of the effects for different ones. Just try changing around your other effects within that preset. Or you can use snapshots to change parameters instead. For example, if you've got 2 distortions, you could have a snapshot to increase distortion and lower distortion instead of having 2 separate effects. Or alternatively, you could use an external effect in the effects loop. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 20 in this series. How to move blocks around. In edit mode, which is this mode here, you use the upper knob to select the block to move. Obviously you can't move the input or the output blocks, so we'll just choose this reverb. Press the action button to pick up the block. Action button is located here. And then use the upper knob to select the new destination in the chain. So we'll just pop it there. And then you press the action button to complete the move. You see it's moved to before the amp and cab. And then you press the home button to exit again. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 21 in this series. How to copy and paste a block. In edit mode, on the preset you want to copy a block, press view, go to edit mode, use the top knob to move across the effects. Press the action button on the effect you want to copy, and then press knob number 1 down to copy the block. Then you can use the top knob to move to the destination you want to paste it. Press the action button again, and then press the second knob down to paste block. So now we've got that delay pedal there. You can also move between different presets once you've copied a block and paste it into a different preset altogether. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 22 in this series. How to switch between factory and user presets. In play mode, which is this mode here, this is edit mode, this is play mode, press down the upper knob to open the menu, like so. Then turn the upper knob to select the factory or user presets. So you've got factory and user presets. and then press home to exit back to the play view. So now we're in the user presets. Press down again, go back to factory. Now back to the factory presets. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 23 in this series. How to quickly save a preset. Once you've made any edits to a preset, you press the home and action button together twice. This will save any changes to the current preset. So I've edited this patch, so press these down twice. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 24 in this series. How to rename a preset. On the preset you want to rename, press the home and action button together. You can turn the upper knob to move the cursor, like so. And you can turn knob 4 to change the character. Like so. You can press knob 4 to change between upper and lower cases. You can press knob 2 to delete a character. And you can turn knob 3 to select setlist location. So between factory or user presets. And then you turn the lower knob to choose the destination to overwrite. So you can change it to a completely different one. Go to one of the empty ones near the end. And then you press on knob 5 to save it. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 25 in this series. How to save a starting preset to all new presets in the user set list. Make sure you're in the user set list. You need to dial in a starting preset exactly how you would like to start every preset. So say you want an amp and a cab, maybe a delay or a reverb or a distortion that you want in every single preset. You can dial that in once. Then you press the home and action together to open the save menu. And then you hold the action and press down knob 5. And that will save your starting preset to every user preset with the current name of new preset. So if you go back out, every new preset will have the same amp, cab and any other effects that you've added to that previous one, no matter where you are on the new presets. They'll all be exactly the same starting point. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 26 in this series. How to use the tap tempo. Press the tap tempo foot switch repeatedly to set the tempo in beats per minute. The foot switch is on the bottom right, named tap and tuner. If you're in edit mode and you start pressing it, a separate menu will come up, as you can see there. Knob 4 determines if the tempo is saved per snapshot, per preset, or globally across all snapshots and presets. So you can see you've got preset, global, or snapshot. And knob 5 shows the beats per minute, which you can also adjust using the knob itself instead of the foot switch if you want to be more accurate. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 27 in this series. How to activate the tuner. You press and hold the tap tuner foot switch located on the bottom right of the foot switches until the tuner comes up. Then you pluck a string on your guitar or bass and you see you have a big line and the note you're tuning to comes up on the top. So we're trying to tune to the E, and as you get close to it you'll see there's a smaller bar and you want them both to line up together, like so. When you finish tuning all 6 strings, or however many strings you've got on your guitar or bass, press the tap tuner foot switch again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 28 in this series. How to change the tuner output method. You have to go back onto the tuner, so you press and hold the tap tuner foot switch to open the tuner. Then you can use knob number 1, located here, to toggle between mute, so there's no sound output, or bypass, so the sound is output with no processing applied from the effects. When you're finished, you press the tap tuner to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 29 in this series. How to change the reference pitch of the tuner. Press and hold the tap tuner foot switch to open the tuner. And from there you can use knob number 2 to change the reference pitch. Knob number 2 is here. You can go all the way down to 425 Hz or all the way up to 455 Hz. And 440 is the default setting. When you're finished, press the tap tuner foot switch to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 30 in this series. How to set the tuner type. Press and hold the tap tuner foot switch located on the bottom right of the foot switches until the tuner opens. And from here you can use knob number 3 to toggle between fine, coarse or strobe. If you have fine, you get the fine bar at the top. If you go to coarse, you don't get the bar, and you can go to strobe as well. Once you're finished, you can press the tap tuner foot switch to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 31 in this series. How to adjust the input source. From the edit screen, use the upper knob to select the input block, located there. Then use the lower knob to select the input source. So you have input from the guitar or the USB. If you've got the wireless PodGo, you can also choose guitar and wireless input together or wireless only. When you're finished, press the view button to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 32 in this series. How to adjust the input settings. From the edit screen, so use the upper knob to select the input block. From here you can use knob number 1 to adjust the noise gate on or off. If you've got it on, knob number 2 will affect the threshold, and knob number 3 the decay of the noise gate. When you're finished, press the view button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 33 in this series. How to adjust the output settings. From the edit screen of your chosen patch, press the view menu to get to the edit screen. Use the upper knob to select the output block, which is on the end. And then from there, knob number 1 here, adjust the pan for the stereo outputs. And knob number 2, adjust the overall level for that particular preset. So you can boost it up to an additional 20 dB. Which is quite good if you want to adjust just the level of one preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 34 in this series. How to add a looper to your preset. Go into the chosen preset, select a blank block, press the bottom knob to open this screen, use the top knob to go along to looper, and then from here you can choose the 6-switch looper, mono looper, 1-switch mono looper, 6-switch stereo looper, or 1-switch stereo looper. Once you've chosen it, press the lower knob again, and that'll put it into your chain. Welcome back to How To Music Tech. This is part 35 in this series. How to operate the 6-switch looper. From this mode here, press the mode button to go into the stomp box mode for that preset. You can see the 6-switch mono looper would be on foot switch D, so press that to activate it. From there, you can press the record button, which will be the down foot switch, to start recording. You can press the stop play button, which is the A foot switch, to stop recording and start playback. You can step on the record button again to overdub additional parts, and then you can press on the stop play button to stop overdubbing. You can also undo the previous overdub by pressing the up foot switch. You can step on play once, which would be the B foot switch, to play through the loop once. You can go half speed or full speed using the C foot switch, or you can go in reverse or forwards using the D foot switch. Then you can press the mode button to exit out of the looper. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 36 in this series. Things to know when using the loopers. There are 4 different types of loopers. There's the one switch mono looper, 6-switch mono looper, 1-switch stereo looper, or 6-switch stereo looper. If you press record while playback has stopped, a new loop will start recording and previous loop will be lost. You can't save any loops. You can change presets when you're using the looper, but only to a preset that has the same looper in that preset. You can't change to another preset that doesn't have the looper within that preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 37 in this series. How to operate the 1-switch looper. As you can see, we have the looper on foot switch D. You press the foot switch to start recording and the foot switch will turn red. Then you press the looper again to stop and start playback and it should turn green. You press the looper again to overdub and it should turn orange. In play and overdub mode, hold the looper button to undo recent recording. You can double press to stop playback and it should turn white, indicating a loop saved. When playback has stopped, you can press and hold the switch to delete the loop. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 38 in this series. How to adjust the effects loop settings. In edit mode, so press the view button to enter edit mode. Use the top knob to select the effects loop, like so. And from here, knob 1 adjusts the send level to your external effects. So it sets the level for the send. Knob 2 adjusts the return level from any external effects. Knob number 3 adjusts the mix of your signal. So you can have it from anywhere from 0 to 100%. 0 bypasses the effects loop. 100% gives the entire signal sent through the effects loop, so you can set your mix how you like. Knob number 4 sets the trails to on or off. So if it's on, any external delay or reverb would still be heard if the snapshot is changed. Or if it's off, any external effect signal is instantly muted if the block or snapshot is changed. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 39 in this series. How to enter the snapshot mode. From the preset foot switch mode, which is this one, if you press the up and down foot switches together, which are the 2 on the left, press them both together, and now you'll enter the snapshot mode. Use foot switches A, B, C or D to change through the snapshots. So A would be snapshot 1, B is snapshot 2, C is snapshot 3, and D is snapshot 4. And then press both again to exit. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 40 in this series. How to edit snapshots, bypassing effects. Enter the snapshot mode, as shown in video 39. Select the snapshot you would like to edit by using the foot switches A, B, C or D. Press the view button up here to enter the edit mode, and then use the top knob to select the effect you would like to bypass or switch on for this snapshot, and push it down to change the effect. Once you've done that, press the view button to come out of it, and then to exit snapshot mode you press both the up and down foot switches again. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 41 in this series. How to edit snapshots, adjusting effect parameters. Enter the snapshot mode as shown in video 39. Select the snapshot that you would like to change the effect parameters for. So we'll go for snapshot 3, which is foot switch C. Press the view button located up here to enter edit mode. And from there, you can change any of the parameters for this snapshot by pressing down on the knob that corresponds to the parameter you want to change, and then turning it whichever way you want to turn it. So we'll change a couple here for this snapshot. And then you can change to a different snapshot. So you want to go to snapshot 4, press foot switch D. And from there, you can change the parameters for that foot switch, for that snapshot as well, by pressing down and changing the parameters exactly the same way as you did before. So snapshot C will have different settings to snapshot D, and so on. And then you press the view button to exit that, and then you press up and down foot switches at the same time to exit snapshot mode. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 42 in this series. How to edit snapshots, remove a controller assignment. Enter the snapshot mode as shown in video 39. Select the snapshot that you want to edit using the foot switches. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, 4 is D. We'll go into number 4. Press the view button to enter the edit screen. And from there, you can see anything that's in white brackets as an effect parameter that is changed for this particular snapshot. So if you want to take that away completely, you press and hold the action button and press down of the knob you want to remove the controller for, like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 43 in this series. How to edit snapshots, how to save a snapshot. Enter the snapshot mode as shown in video 39. Make any edits you want to make as shown in videos 41 to 42. And then to save it, press the view and action button twice together to make any saves. And that will automatically save any edits you've made to your snapshots for that particular preset. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 44 in this series. How to swap two foot switches around. To swap two foot switches around while in stomp mode, which is this mode here, press and hold the two foot switches that you want to swap around. We're going to swap around foot switches A and B. When you've pressed them and held them both down together, a menu will appear, and then you press knob number 5 to execute, and you see the room and the transistor tape have now swapped places. So the room is now on foot switch A and the transistor tape is now on foot switch B. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 45 in this series. How to adjust the global EQ settings. Press the left and right page buttons together. Press knob number 4 to open the global EQ. From there you can press the upper knob to toggle the EQ on or off, like so. Or you can turn the upper knob to select the band you want to adjust. So you've got high cut, high, mid, low and low cut. And from there you can use the knobs underneath the parameters to change them as to which band you want to edit. Once you're done, press the page buttons together again to exit. And there you go. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 46 in this series. How to reset the global EQ settings. Press the left and right page buttons together. Press knob number 4 to open the global EQ. And from there, if you press the action button, you'll get a reset EQ menu come up. Press knob number 1 and then press knob number 5 to execute the reset. And that'll reset any of the global EQ settings you had changed, and then press the page buttons again twice to get back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 47 in this series. How to access the global settings menu. Press the left and right page buttons together. Press knob number 5 down here to enter the global settings. And then you can use the upper knob to select one of the sub-menus, like so. You've got ins and outs, preferences, switches and pedals, MIDI and tempo, and also if you've got a wireless pod go, there'll be a wireless sub-menu as well. Within these sub-menus, there are certain things you can change. If it has more than one page, you press the page button to get to the other pages. Once you've done that, press both page buttons together to exit back to the previous screen. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 48 in this series. How to restore all global settings. Press the left and right page buttons together, like so. Press knob number 5 down here to enter the global settings. From here, if you press the action button, it'll bring up a factory settings menu down the bottom. If you press knob number 1, you'll get a restore all global settings question. You can press knob number 5 to execute, or you can press knob number 1 to cancel. I'm going to go ahead and execute, and that'll reset all of your global settings that you had previously made changes to. This does not affect any of your presets that you've currently edited. When you've finished, press both page buttons together twice to exit to the previous screen. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe now for more videos on this unit and others to come, and give this video a like if you found it helpful.